When a person meets a wolf in the forest, it usually ends badly for either a person or an animal. One of these meetings was a real salvation for the wolf and one man. The incredible story about kindness and devotion will not leave you indifferent. One day, a man was coming home through the forest and heard strange sounds, similar to those of a wounded dog. He went to the sound and soon saw a wounded wolf trapped in a trap. It was clear from her sight that she had been trapped for a couple of hours and was very exhausted. When the man came closer, he realized that she had recently given birth and that her wolves were still feeding on milk. But there were no babies near her. Probably they were too scared, and the wolf has no strength to call them. The man did not know what to do. Even though the wolf was weak, he was afraid to approach her to free her. The wounded beast will fight with the last of its strength and can cripple, but it can also leave everything as it is, knowing that somewhere in the woods small wolf cubs could starve to death. And the only thing that came to his mind was to put his hands by the mouth and howl by the wolf. The man was out for about a minute, but wolf hounds did not appear, and he had already decided to put down his hands and go home. But suddenly the leaves near the grove began to crumble and 3 little wolfhounds appeared from the grove, which looked like no more than a month. They came to their mother and began to greedily drink her milk, but the man continued to worry about the fate of these babies. He understood that their mother is very weak and may not live to the morning, then her babies will be doomed to death. The man decided to spend the night in the woods and make sure that no one hurt the wolf family and hoped that in the morning he would be able to help them. The man woke up with the first rays of the sun. Most of all, he was afraid that the wolfhound had not survived the night, but fortunately, he saw that she still breathes, though very little. The wolf woke up and opened her eyes, but it was clear that she would not have the strength to attack when the man touched her and her wolves. In addition, it was clear that she was not going to do it, but the wolves were very smart, so she realized that this man did not hurt her and her children while they were sleeping. He could be trusted. The man stretched out the trap. After that, the whole family slowly wandered into the thick of the forest. The man did his best, but he was still worried about the fate of the wolves he had saved. Too weak was the wolf, but he had only to hope for the best. A man has been returning home through the forest every day for a year, but he has not stumbled across wolves. But one day, he walked his typical way and saw a bear standing right in his way. Then our hero rushed his head and climbed a tree out of fear. But as we know, bears also know how to climb trees, so we had to think of something quickly. The man did the first thing that came to his mind, put his hands by his mouth like a year ago when he called for wolves. He did not know what he hoped for, but suddenly 4 wolves appeared from the forest. There were no doubts that it was the same wolf and its adult wolves. They quickly chased the bear away and disappeared into the thick of the forest again. So the wolves in a year repaid in kind and saved a man from imminent death as he saved them once. Friends,